about who is Rosy, a woman behind the mic.
நாங்கள் வந்து பொண்ணுங்கன்னா வந்து ஃபீனிக்ஸில் கீழேருந்து மேலே வந்து என்னென்னமோலாம் சொல்லுவோம். பட்
I thought if I apply for BA English Literature, we never gave you an offer letter. How do you think that we can give you an experience letter?
oh, that's a twist.
Weeks of hospitalization, I did not see any kind of an improvement. My lips got deviated.
Oh.
I started screaming at the doctor when they came in. I lost all my hope. My confidence was zero. I said the story. There was a lot of positive response. People came and hugged me. They said like, no, we never knew that you underwent all these.
மாதிரி வந்து கம்யூனிகேஷன் அண்ட் பர்சனாலிட்டிலாம் வந்து நம்மளை எஃபெக்ட் பண்ணாமல் இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னா I have the right person here. Hi, this is Nisha Rajshekhar, your favorite MC and anchor. And we have Miss Rosy Iyenkutty, the founder and CEO of Radical Image Consulting and Soft Skill Training Institute. Hi, how are you doing today?
Hi Nisha, I'm doing great. How are you?
Amazing, I'm doing great as well. Good to see you as always.
Thank you. Same
So,
here.
yes, Miss Rosy Iyenkutty, tell us about the person just behind the mic. Just tell us about you.
Okay, if you can ask about who is Rosy, a woman behind the mic, I'm a mother, a survivor, a woman who had all the challenges that the society would put across. I had to hide a lot of stories within me to get accepted by the society.
Right. And
There
I'm
were-
sure we are going to explore a lot of the hidden story now as well. Yes, please go
Definitely,
ahead.
yes. So I had a lot of deep silence within me, and
Right.
slowly I started finding my voice. I was very invisible to the society. I slowly started finding my way to tell the people who I am. And if you can ask me, just another woman behind the mic. That's all that I would want myself to be categorized.
Oh, that's absolutely lovely. So you were actually telling us in the Madri, you have a lot of hidden stories on the Madrila. So I think this is the right time and the safe space to tell everybody here who's just another woman like you out there, to explore the world. So they would also want to be like Rosy Iyenkutty down the years. So what do you want to tell that silent woman in you that was 5 years ago maybe?
Okay, if you can ask me, about 5 years ago, I was just another employee in an organization, just
Right.
working for my bread and butter, and never had any kind of a goal or ambition or as such, because I was already a mother of two, and I did not have any kind of an aspiration. But there was always a question to find out who I am. That was a question that was inside me,
Right.
and I never took an effort to go ahead and find an answer for it, because I had my own challenges of playing a role of a mother, playing a role of a wife, a daughter-in-law, a mother, anything that you can ask for as a woman in the world. So this is how I started it 5 years back, just another employee with the same employee mindset. Never had a thought that I would sit here like a CEO of an organization and doing several trainings on leadership and communication, personality development. Never in my thing at all. But I did have a dream to become one day.
Yes. நம்ம முன்னாடி பேசிட்டு இருந்த மாதிரி dreams and manifestations will always come true. It will take time, but it will come true. But from an employee, silent, invisible employee, to a very loud and inspiring personality, there should be one turning point, right? Would you actually let us know about that?
Okay, it all started with my life story.
Right.
I never knew that my story would be a motivation for many people. And this happened, to be precise, I should say it should be a story back 15 years back. I never had the courage to share this story to anyone. As I said, typical employee mindset, the stigma that I had towards it. If I am going to talk about my weakness, if I am going to tell what I've undergone in my life, maybe they will not hire me. They will think me that I'm a weak personality. People will think that I'm actually seeking empathy or sympathy or anything as such. So I always chose to keep the story hidden.
Okay. Do you have the courage right now to tell that open?
Yes, I did. I slowly geared up the courage, and the turning point that you asked me did happen only after I started sharing the story out to the world.
Right.
So it did not happen immediately, and I worked for several organizations.
Okay.
And this one particular incident is the turning point that happened, where I used to anchor for several activities that happens in an organization.
Right.
So it was a Women's Day,
Okay.
and it so happened like I was anchoring that, and I was doing the MC for that particular event. They had a 20-minute slot for a motivational talk on that day.
Okay.
So I don't know whether the person who has to do that did not turn up, or whether they said, no, I'm not going to do it at the last minute. I don't remember that. But it felt on my, as an anchor MC, you have to
Yes.
fill those gaps.
Yes, yes.
So the 20 minutes, I really didn't know what to talk to motivate those women there. We had several activities. I was a part of dance and everything that was planned.
Okay.
But this one particular 20 minutes to 30 minutes was like empty. So I was talking to one of my friend in chat and said like, no, okay, what do I talk about? Can I talk about a cat story? Can I talk about an elephant story or a horse story or whatnot? We were discussing about it. And then finally I decided, okay, let me go ahead and talk about my own story. And but I still did not have the courage to reveal it was me.
Okay.
So
okay.
I thought, okay, probably this 20 minutes time would be much easier for me to cover with my life story, what I underwent in my life. So I took up the courage to speak about the story, that the story that I underwent,
Okay.
my life experience. And everybody started crying. So that was my first experience ever. I'm witnessing how people will react when they listen to a life story of a person.
Okay.
So it did trigger me some kind of emotions in me. Like I was very afraid whether I have invoked a different kind of an emotion into a huge audience, or did I go anywhere wrong? These are the questions that was running in my head, looking at the people were emotionally reacting. So then there was only one person in that crowd who knows a little bit of my story. She stood up out of the blue and said like, that story belongs to her. And 11 years I worked in that organization and nobody knows about my story at all. So it was a shock for everyone that I've undergone everything, and I never spoke about that at all. So that was a turning point, that when I started first time, I had a stage to go ahead and talk about my life story.
Okay, so you've been talking a lot about the story. இப்போ வந்து எல்லாருக்கும் என்ன தோணும்னா, என்ன அந்த ஸ்டோரி எங்களுக்கு வந்து மண்டையை போட்டு பிச்சுக்கலாம். அந்த ஸ்டோரி என்னங்கிறத எல்லாரும் வந்து நிறைய டைம் எடுத்து தயவு செஞ்சு கேளுங்க. பிகாஸ் I've heard it, and every time I hear it, it keeps inspiring me. It gives me a different kind of dimension to that. And இது வந்து எப்படின்னா ஒரு யூனிவர்சிட்டி மாதிரி, you'll have to just keep going and learn just out of that story. So please tell about the story na solla mudiyadu, your incident that happened and that changed everything entirely. Please talk about that.
So I would use the stage. It is definitely not to impress anybody, but I just wanted to be real, the authentic, so that the women can relate what and all a woman can undergo in a life.
Right.
So starting from a girl who has finished her graduation from the school and who's born with 9 siblings and had her own challenges, because parents will not be able to provide the maximum that is possible.
Yes.
So I took up the courage thinking like, okay, with my 1 degree, I will be able to make some money. So I went into a educational institution. Somehow I landed up there, and they gave me a job. Because my communication was good, they gave me a job.
Okay.
And prior to that educational institution, if I can rewind back, I actually wanted to become an air hostess.
Oh, you should have easily made one. Yes.
Right after my 12th grade, I really wanted to become an air hostess, and I reached out to an aviation industry. And to be open enough, they rejected me because of my color.
That's bad.
So yeah, they had the color discrimination during those times, so I was not able
I
to
think
get
even
it.
now,
Yeah, and I think now they have evolved a lot way. But during those time, I'm talking about late 15 plus years back. So I was not able to get into it. And then I had an interest towards getting into hospitality industry, like a nurse. So those were the times where the nurse used to go abroad and work and all that. So I thought I can make some good money if I become a nurse.
Okay.
But my sister was doing BSc Physics in a college. And again, it was the college was not our choice. So it was first graduate from our home. So she had to get into a government college.
Younger sister or elder sister?
Elder one.
Okay.
So she had her BSc Physics during that college, and I also had to apply for something that I can think. So honestly speaking, I did not like any other subjects. So I just like that I applied for BA English Literature.
Okay. Okay.
I thought if I apply for BA English Literature, I will improve my fluency, and they're going to teach me how to speak good English. But little I did not know that I'm going to talk about or read about the histories of
All the English professionals, okay.
Exactly.
All the scholars,
It was-
Shakespeare.
It was so disappointing for me at that point of time. And by the time the call letter from the medical college came in, it was very late.
Right,
I've
okay.
written my semester itself. So my parents, as usual, they said like, no, continue with this. So I was very active in NCC at that point of time.
Okay.
I was a parade commander. I had a lot of more than my college time. I was mostly in my NCC room, my camps and things like that. So this was on the other side that you can talk about. So after disappointment of not able to get into an air hosted industry, not able to get into a hospitality industry, I had a different impression about English literature, but finally ended up studying something else, and finished my college. And that's when I got into that educational institution where as a course counselor.
Oh, right.
So I was a
Okay.
front office executive. They onboarded me. You need to see the awareness that I had, or I probably can say that it is the ignorance that I had. I joined that organization and I worked really, really hard.
Right.
And they paid me whatever they promised me. And because of my communication and the commitment towards the work, I had my first flight to Delhi to go ahead and take up another training where they were launching another course. That's for an MBA graduates and all that. So I had my first flight to Delhi where I stayed there, I finished my trainings, and I got moved to a different place where I can talk about this particular course. And when I was doing this, that's when the call center was booming in Chennai. So I wanted to have my work there.
Okay.
Because it was very, very fascinating, because people get their cab, they carry their own laptops, things
Yes,
like that. So I
yes.
thought, like, okay, let me also go ahead and try.
But it's still better than air hostess, no? You get to fly, right?
Exactly, yes. So I went ahead and finished off those course, and I think I worked there for 6+ months.
Okay.
And I got into that international BPO. I went for my interview. I cleared my interview.
Okay.
And I told them like, no, I worked for 6+7 months in particular organization. They said like, okay, please go ahead and bring the experience letter. We will be able to consider about increasing your pay or anything as such. So I went back to the institution and said like, no sir, I got an offer from this company. So kindly give me my experience
How
letter.
honest, seriously. Will any employer give their... Will any employee want to even deploy a name? How do you even think that, you know, ஒரு பெஸ்ட் எம்ப்ளாயி வந்து அவங்க விட்டு கொடுப்பாங்க நீங்கள் எப்படி நினச்சி நீங்கள் போய் கேட்டிருக்கீங்க எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸுங்க? ஹவு சீரியஸ்லி உங்கள் கொஞ்சம் கூட அவங்க யோசிக்கவே இல்லையா நீங்கள்?
So they were actually not happy that I'm leaving this organization. But at the same time, what came as a surprise was the response, as they said, like, we never gave you an offer letter. How do you think that we can give you an experience letter?
Oh, that's a twist. Okay.
So
So you worked in the company even without an offer letter?
yes.
Wow.
So
Okay.
they usually call it as apprentice.
Apprentice, yes.
So something like that. They actually gave me a role, they gave me a job, they gave me a pay, but not on papers, like not on the proper payroll. They actually took me and made me to work. So that kind of, the girl was me 20 years back.
Oh my God. Okay. I can only imagine. Okay.
So after I finished that international when I went to that international BPO, I worked in that organization, and that's when the incident actually happened.
Right.
So it was a night shift job. My parents are very, very conservative. They
Yes.
don't like.
I've heard about your parents. Proper Christian broad family, very, very orthodox, and you're a native. your native place is
Chennai, from
Chennai.
Chennai.
And also you've got your roots back down in south, and they are very very strict with 8 other siblings. What more can you expect? Obviously they're very strict.
They were very strict. I would say that those kind of parenting has brought in the discipline that
Very
I'm
true,
sitting
very
here
true,
right now.
very true.
I am actually proud about it. Though it was not that easy at that point of time, right now, yes, I feel happy about
Very
it.
true.
And that those parenting we cannot apply to this generation for
No,
sure.
no way. 2K kids, please don't get your ideas. No way.
So that was the thing that is happening. So it was into a call center. So I had to convince my parents a lot about getting into the cab. I used to say the security used to come with me from the first pickup, if from the last drop, and there will be other people who will be traveling along with me. So that's not a problem at all. I would
And
be able
back
to
then,
manage.
night shifts were considered very, very bad for women, especially,
Definitely,
right?
yes.
Yes.
So my sleeping cycle completely changed.
Yes.
So I
Your
had
entire
to
lifestyle changes.
completely went for a toss. So I worked in that organization, and that's when I started complaining about my legs pain. So that was my first instant. It should be 1.5 years later, after I worked in that organization. They used to have it is an entertainment based organization. They
Okay.
used to sell subscriptions for members on games, on music, and things like that. That
Okay.
was the support that we were giving. And to be honest, the woman who is talking right now was not the woman who sat in that call center taking up calls. I was humiliated like anything. I had an Anglo-Indian team leader during that time.
Oh, okay.
And he literally used to come and put the ox in my, this thing, that Avaiva, and say like, no, I should not see you. Get out of the room.
Why is that so?
No, because he always says that I have mother tongue influence in my English.
Ah, right. Okay.
So,
okay.
and my rate of speech will be way too high.
Okay. Okay.
So they were not able to give me any kind of constructive feedback, but rather they were actually pointing out my mistakes. But I took it as a challenge, and I did really work on it, and I was able to give the best there as well. And that's when they had an increase in the shift timing due to the demand in the product. And I said like, no, I have the habit of folding my legs and sitting when I sit.
Right,
So
right.
it's obviously 9 to 8 hours of job. What more? I wanted to sit
we feel
comfortably and
comfortable,
listen
yeah.
and talk. So this was happening, and I started complaining about my legs pain because I was not able to fold my legs and sit. That was the first trigger point. So my limbs started paining.
Okay.
They said like, okay, we will arrange for a cab and you can go home. I said, okay, fine, let me go ahead and take rest. I used to be very, very thin at that time, very thin. And I went, was returning home, I was puking, and it wasn't like the food that came out, it was just entirely like a watery liquid that was coming out. I didn't understand what it is, but I was very tired and exhausted. I'm not a person who eats that great as well at that point of time. I am a very, very, very poor eater.
Light
and
eater,
yeah. So mostly I would survive on a lot of the junk items.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Okay.
that's an instant energy to survive.
True.
So I am mostly used to that kind of foods. So when I was heading back, and when I was talking about these complaints to my parents, I was taken to a hospital that is there in Vadaparni, and I was admitted there in the hospital for almost 2 weeks.
Just
And,
for this?
Yeah, just for
Okay,
this.
okay.
Because I was not able to even sit in the Western toilet without anybody's support. Even to sit in a
was-
Western toilet, I needed someone to help me. So that was the case because the pain was that severe.
Okay.
So the doctor did whatever examination that they could do, and they said like, no, probably you need to start eating something nutritious so that you'll feel good and your body will recover, you will slowly gear up, you might take some rest. So it was just 2 weeks of hospitalization. I did not see any kind of an improvement.
Okay.
I got discharged, and my parents doesn't know how to pay the bills also. So
Oh,
I
okay.
was the one who was having this
That's worse. Okay.
card and things like that. So I had to go down literally to finish off those billing things and everything.
Process and everything, yeah.
I came up. So from that hospital to the entrance to take up an auto, I was puking 3 times.
Okay.
So I didn't know the reason behind it. Somehow I got into an auto. I went back to home. Like what you said, I'm a very, very spiritual person, rooted in Christianity. I have my own belief systems towards it. I always used to think like, no, why is it happening? And the very next day, the week passed by, no progress or anything. 24/7, I used to have the numbness in my legs and hands.
Oh, okay.
That tingling sensation,
Right.
I used to feel that in my both legs and hands. And that will be very, very annoying. So
I
for
know.
a normal person, if even if it's going to be a small episode of 2-3 minutes, we used to shake our legs. We wanted to get back to normalcy
Yes,
because
yes.
we find it very uncomfortable. But think of a person who has to experience it 24/7. So that was the case I was in, and now the very next day morning, my mom was calling me to give me a shower, and I just woke up from my bed. I was able to see that I'm mispronouncing the words when I was talking to someone over the phone. I didn't know what it is. So the moment my mom came and saw me, she was like screaming because my lips got deviated.
Oh, okay.
So my lips was deviated from right to left and left to right, and that is the condition of my both lips. So that is the reason I was mispronouncing words, because there's something else that is happening internally we couldn't figure out. So my brother came. I was not able to walk at that time, so he literally carried me, and we went to another hospital in Ambattur. And I had the worst experience there, because as a doctor, you need to have compassion, empathy for a patient, irrespective of who it is and what
True,
kind
true.
of an ailment that they come across.
Very true.
Even if you're an experienced person, that's not the place where you can show who you are.
True.
So I was taken to a neurologist, and the person was like, no, wanting me to count. He asked me immediately. What's happened is, I'm entering into my brother is carrying me in his arms, and I was about to get moved to a stretcher. There's another nurse who is receiving me, and she had a similar mouth like how it is deviated for me.
Oh,
So for a 21-year-old girl, obviously the complexion or how she looks matters the most.
true.
And when I was looking at her, I was like, okay, fine.
You lost your
That's
hope.
all. My life is going to be this way. When a nurse itself is having this kind of a mouth, I don't think I'm going to recover, or there's no going back on this. So I lost all my hope. My confidence was zero. They took me to the hospital. Those times, the scan center wasn't that predominant. So they took me in an ambulance, my first ambulance experience. They had to keep this oxygen mask and all that. It was a small van. I was telling them, please take it off. I can breathe on my own. I'm feeling very uncomfortable. But they took me to a scan center. They took my MRI brains and things like that. My first experience in MRI brain center, they covered my eyes.
Okay.
And so I did not know what is actually happening. To me, it was exactly like I'm entering into a tunnel. That
Okay.
was the sound that I was hearing. And I was even battling with my emotions and fears, because I was thinking like, okay, I'm getting into a tunnel. The tunnel is too deep. This is how I was imagining, but it was just the ring. So if you can see it. So I never had that kind of a fear as such. I mean, I was very overwhelming for me to undergo that process at that point of time. They took my MRI brain. I came back to the hospital. Now the neurologist comes and talks to me. He's asking me like, no, what happened?
Okay.
So for anybody for the matter, their appearance is the first concern.
True.
So I said like, no, my mouth got deviated. He's like, எடுத்தது உனக்கு அதான் ஆச்சா? This is the exact question he asked me. So I said like, no, I started having my limb pain, and I'm having numbness in my hands. Numbness na என்னன்னு தெரியுமா உனக்கு? So, அப்படின்ற மாதிரி he was asking. So I myself had a doubt whether I'm explaining it in the right way or not.
Okay.
And then the person asked me to count 1 2 3 மூச்சு பிடிச்சிட்டு சொல்லு அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. I was like, okay, fine, let me say. So I started counting like 1 2 3 4, holding my breath. Yeah, Tamil varada, English தான் வருமா? And that annoyed me so much. See, you want me to hold breath and say 1 2 3, and that is all you want to hear from me. What is there for you, whether it is in English language or in Tamil language? How does it even matter? So, and then I gave up. I'm not going to talk to this doctor anymore. I just like, no, kept quiet and I never opened my mouth. So my mom has to be on the good books of the doctor.
Yes,
So
yes,
she
yes.
started
All
explaining.
moms are like that, I know.
So she started explaining. She studied in English medium. She works for this BPO, and most of her conversation will be in English, and that is why she's talking in English. I was like, no, why do you have to give an explanation for something you never made a mistake? And this happened. So they said like, no, okay, fine. We've checked everything. Now just pay us few lakhs and we will give her some injection. But that's not going to recover her. But she will not die. We can guarantee you that. And when they said this kind of a response, it became a very big problem in my family, and we had to fight with those doctors and the hospitals and said like, no, give us the discharge summary and we will put them in a different hospital. So I was literally, I used to like how a drunkard has to be brought in to a room.
Correct.
I have to be literally taken that way in order to use the restroom in the hospital. That is the case I was in. So I used to put my hands in my mom's shoulders, and literally my foot will be like no dragging to go to that. So that time I lost my balance. I had to pee in my inners, and that was the stage I was in. I did not have a control over anything. So my mom said like, okay, got off everything and said like, no, okay, let me change. I have to go ahead and buy because there is nothing fresh that I have right here. So she went to purchase it. By the time all the process of taking me to a different hospital is happening, they finalized the ambulance. They were wanting to move me to a different hospital altogether. They did all the background work. We spoke to a different hospital that's in Amanjikarai, and everything was sorted out. Okay. Now my concern as a little girl is like I'm not wearing my inners. That is the concern right now. Okay, so they decided to move me to a different hospital altogether. They got the ambulance and all that. Now I'm looking out for mother because
you need your fresh underwear.
Yeah, I need my new underwears to be worn because that though I am fully covered, it's still an uncomfortable thing where people are going to lift you, they're going to put you in a stretcher. What if I'm going to be like exposed? So those kind of fears that I was battling, I'm just like going very raw so that my emotions is like
I understand,
understood by the people. So yes, and I was taken in the stretcher, and there was someone from my church sat next along with me, and I'm still looking for my mother. She was nowhere to be seen, and one of my brother was sitting right next to the driver. All I could see is like only the trees. Because that's the position I was lying down in the ambulance, and it went in a very, very fast, my second ambulance experience, and in a GIF mode.
Very fast,
it went from Ambattur to Amjikarai. And I was taken to the emergency. They spoke everything, and they got all my records and things like that. They didn't put me in ICU. They moved me directly to CCU, and I'm seeing my mother coming in. I said like, first help me with this thing. So I had to wear my panties, and then I went. I was taken to CCU. That constant sound of beep, beep, beep. It's still fresh in my.
Does it still haunt you?
Yes, it does.
Now?
It does. But I feel I'm so used to those sound, and that sound is like very haunting. I was in that. They gave me a lot of wires around me. I have no idea what and all is that for. But I used to have a little bit of intake.
Right.
Now talking about the society, it's been almost 2-3 months right now. No progress in my health. And right next to my door, there was another auntie, and she had some kind of attack, and she's unable to walk properly. So she used to always sit. So people started, the society started in talking in such a way like, no, there is a company for you. This girl is also unable to walk, so she can, you both can sit, watch TV and have a chit chat. These kind of talks was into my parents' ears and all. They felt really, really bad to hear about this. And I was in the hospital. I have no idea what is happening, but there was a little bit of intake. They were trying to figure out. Though I've been to all these hospitals, still they were not able to figure out what is the problem with me.
Okay.
And they were trying to take up all the tests that is possible. And there was a wonderful neurologist. The same experience, the worst experience that I had with another hospital, I had a wonderful neurologist in this particular hospital, and I'm really, really happy to be associated.
Changes everything, right?
Yes. You can never see a smile on his face until I got better.
Oh, okay.
He used to go to temples. He used to pray on behalf of me, and he used to come and tell me. I went for. I was a very small girl, and all the doctors and nurses got very close to me because I will not be able to talk much, but they felt very pity for me. They all had that empathy towards that patients. CC was not a nice place to be around. And the day I went in, there was one person who lost his life and going out. And I'm like, okay, I am in the next line.
Array.
So
Okay.
I think things are getting worse. This things was happening. I am a person who used to get very angry, so much of anger because of my incompetency. I'm not able to adjust my own dress. I'm not able to do the things on my own. So I had to rely on somebody for everything that had to be done, and I want everything to be perfect. So one day during my thing, the nurses and all used to have this role change, this
Right,
shift
right.
change and all. They used to
Yes.
give the handover, things and all will happen, right? So that particular time, there was one lady, one helper, I should say, like she helped me to keep a bedpan for me, and they totally forgot about it for 3 hours. And it was aching, like I had no other options, that I was not unable to call anybody or can't move. And it was a very, very annoying factor for me that they totally forgot about it. I had no other options. So I started screaming at the doctor when they came in with all my strength. I was trying to complain that these people are not responsible in working. I shouldn't say 3 hours. It should be like 1+ hours of so. Obviously, your back will hurt, right? Sitting on a bedpan lying down on a bedpan for a very longer period. Now I have my own anger towards me as well, that I'm not able to remove it and put it across. So this was happening, and my mom comes to console me, saying, "You should not show your anger to this doctors and
Doctors
all that,
kitala
because
kamchal.
they might give you different injection and they'll kill you."
Yes.
And I'm like, no, let them do it. Let me see whether they're able to survive by doing that to me. So this kind of rage and all I used to have during those time. And um, people will not be able to identify whether I'm smiling or not, because I had no senses in my face.
Okay.
And even I used to somehow get my brother's Walkman during those time, the Walkman and headset and all. Okay, at least I'm lying down, let me listen to
Listen to
something.
some songs. Okay.
And the doctor told it the very next day to my people and my family, like saying that we couldn't recognize whether she's alive or not. So you can take that headset from her, because her emotions is just stable. We are not able to read anything from her. And so just take that off அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. I was like, okay, fine, they're taking it away. Now I had to look at everybody who's coming there, going now. There I had a wonderful nurse. Her name is Rema. She's not a she is a North Indian actually. I still cherish her memories in my thought. I have no contact, but hopefully if she's seeing the podcast and if she's able to recognize me, I would be really love to connect with her. She used to always ask for my bed and come
Oh,
to
Rema.
take care of me.
Thank you so much, Rema. If you're watching this, please do comment so we'll get in touch with you.
So she was a wonderful nurse. She took care of me so very well. And even when our shifts gets over, she used when I got moved to ward, because my intake was there. I told the doctor, probably move to my general ward so that my parents are there to take care of me. I don't have to undergo this. So with much difficulty, I'm stable. Doctor said like, okay, fine, we will move you to the general ward. But things started worsening only. So now I'm literally not able to move, not even able to adjust my own dress. So things like this is happening. And now they said like, no, put me under physiotherapy sessions and all that. I am a person who never wanted it, because it's going to ache completely.
Obviously, yes.
Anybody for the matter, it's an uncomfortable zone.
Correct.
So wherein when the physiotherapist has to come, I'll shut my eyes very tightly and say, I'm going to sleep. I don't want it. So those were the instances where I can think how what do you say, how aggressive I was towards the people who were trying to treat me
And how
help
bad
me.
you're at acting.
Yes. So I used to, every day when they come for a physiotherapy session, I used to be like, no, fighting with them. No, I don't want it because they will ask me to move, which I can't do it. But they will ask me like, only if you start doing it, things will change. You will get better. They'll give all motivational talk. Yet I will say like, no, I'm feeling sleepy. I want to sleep.
Okay.
So these were instances that was happening, and I always used to argue with my mother to take medicines. The thing what was happening is whenever I used to drink water, the water used to drip through my nose. So I was thinking, like, since my mouth is deviated, I'm not drinking it properly, and that is the reason the water is coming through my nose. This was my assumption. So one fine day, my mom lost all her patience and told the doctor, like, no, she's not taking medicines at all. So out of rage, I also wanted to give something to the doctor, and I said, like, no, you know what? The water is coming through my nose and it is irritating me. That was a alarm for the doctor, and he said, like, immediately stop all the oral medicines and everything has to be an IV. There were no place that was poked in my body, so they did not have this technology of this
The
fiber.
butterfly.
They don't have it at that point of time. It was proper syringe
Oh,
they
yeah,
had
yeah,
at
yeah.
those
Right.
days.
Okay.
So
Now it's very fine and thin.
Yes.
That is very big, actually.
You see that proper needle there inside going in, and 2-3 days it will get bulged. It gets swollen, and I will have difficulty. So there was no place that was not poked in my body. And every morning they used to come and take a blood test. My mom used to fight with them, saying that எவ்வளோ ரத்தம் எடுத்துட்டு போறீங்க, என்னதான் பண்ண போறீங்க, நீங்க daily காலையில எடுக்கிறீங்க, and all that. She used to like fight with them, and I was like, no, keep quiet, they're doing something. And those things were happening. That fine day, doctor, when he decided to go everything on IV, I used to take a medicine called immunoglobulin. It is an finally they were able to figure out it is an autoimmune disease that I have.
Okay.
And it is called Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Oh, okay.
And they have no idea why it actually came, and now they started wanting to induce the immune system in my body, and that medicine will be like a foam.
Okay.
It will come very protected, and it is very expensive as well.
Okay.
So even when the nurse place that, they'll say like, no, it's my 2 months of salary. I have no idea what is the cost on it, but they'll say it is 2 months of my salary. That is how they used to say, and it was very expensive. So I used to take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. I am not clear with the routine, but I used to take that medicine. So this was happening for some time, and one fine day my mom said like, no, I have to go home because 9 siblings. Few
Obviously.
one
I was
into the
actually
school.
about to ask that. Yes.
So she said like, no, let me go ahead, at least keep some necessities that is needed for the others. And she said like, no, she asked me, what do you want to have? I am a very non-vegetarian, pakka non-vegetarian. I said like, no, I want to have chicken. So she said like, no, okay, I'll get you with rasam rice. So she went home, and that whole day I was under care of somebody else. And the doctor told very clearly, make her to start counting 1, 2, 3. If the count is coming less than 15, don't even have to call me. Just take her immediately to CCU. That was the case. And this thing was happening, and my mom came somewhere around 3 o'clock. I did not eat the hospital food and all because
You want to have chicken.
Yes. I want to have chicken, and I want to have my mom cooking because it is so blunt, those food and all that, and I really wanted to taste something
Nice.
good. But the other factor towards it, I did not have any kind of a taste in my tongue also. But still the craving for it, again, it's a mindset. So she brought the food, and she minced the meat to the maximum possible, and she gave me only 1 spoon of food, but I was not able to swallow.
Oh, okay.
So by the time the count of me counting from 1 to 50 has come down to 15.
Okay.
Now they have spoken to the doctor, and my mom said like, okay, let me give her the food and then you can move her. But they did not know, and neither I did not know, that my food pipe is closed.
Oh, okay.
So even 1 spoon of water is dripping out.
Oh.
So the duty doctor came in and said like, no, we are moving her to critical care unit and take everything, whatever that is there in the room. So now again I'm moving back to the CCU. And all the nurses, இன்னும் இந்த patient போலியா?
இன்னுமா இங்க இருக்க நீ அந்த மாதிரி.
So that was I was able to hear what they were talking. So இன்னும் இந்த patient போலியா அப்படின்னு. So then I went back to the pavilion மாதிரி. back to
CCU.
CCU and things like that. Now the doctors were very serious and saying that it's foot pipe now. Next it's going to be windpipe. So it gradually started from legs and started coming
It's
up.
coming
So
up,
that's how
okay.
it works. So the windpipe will be closed and she might get into coma. We might put her into ventilator and no hope as such. So probably you can tell all your relatives.
Oh, sad.
Nobody told me anything about what is happening around, but I know that something is not right. Now comes my own belief system where I started battling with God. I used to I used to look up to several big pastors like Reinhard Bonnke, Billy Graham. They all used to, so the deaf used to hear, the blind used to see, all those things that I come across,
All the
and
miracles,
lots of
yeah.
miracles are not happening. So I used to ask God, like, is that all the purpose that you have in my life? So when I was in the bed, I always used to get a flash of an image, like I'm wearing a suit, I'm talking to a multitude.
Okay.
I always used to get that image, and I was not able to relate it to it at all, but that was a very frequent image that I used to always see. And that night, my legs used to pain a lot, that they have to keep stretching it, folding it, stretching it, folding it.
Right.
Again and again. So obviously the nurse is also humans, right? They cannot do it for the whole night for me. So they said, like, no, they decided to give me sedation and put me to
Put you
sleep.
to sleep, okay.
But the dosage was so strong for me that I was not able to take it up, where I collapsed.
Okay.
And the next day the doctor came and rammed them, how could you give a medicine without asking me? And that made us a big issue in the hospital. And then one of my eye will not be closed even when I sleep. So they had to strap it.
Okay.
So if they see me sleeping, they will strap one of my eyes, and that is how it was. So
Okay.
even if you see me very closely, you can see one of my eyes is
It
little
is
squinted.
smaller, yeah.
So I was not born that way. It is after this. So they used to give me all shock treatments to revive back the senses in my face,
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Now I've gone to the critical stage where the foot pipe is closed, and now the next is the windpipe. Now I am battling with God. No, you have to do something for me, and things like that. Though my story is out in many social media, but this particular experience of mine is not out anywhere.
Oh, I am
but
honored.
this is
Okay.
this is a podcast that I wanted, as I said, I wanted to be real.
It's unfiltered.
Yes, I wanted to go unfiltered to tell people what I experienced. So I had all the hope that I will go back and I'm going to talk about my story to many people, and I am going to become a motivational talk and all those things I used to think during those days. But I was an employee, just wanting to get back to work after I get well. So this was my thought process. And that particular night, the CCU will not have doors and all. Between every patient, there will be screens.
Right.
All the
Okay.
three sides you will
Okay.
you will have screens only. This this people used to keep walking. Nurses used to go treat other patients and all that. The screens used to keep moving. It was a midnight and I was moved. My foot pipe is completely closed, and I am battling in my spirit, like what it is. I don't know. There's something is not going right. I'm hungry as well. I was very hungry.
Okay. And no one was there to take care of
No,
you.
no, they're not allowed to give me food
Okay.
because my food pipe is closed. Where will the food go?
True.
So I've been like battling with them to ask for food and things like that, but nothing happened. And I'm like fighting with my own self. Okay, you have to be strong. You need to come out well. All these things is happening, and suddenly I felt all the three screens were moving at the same time. Okay, this was my experience. All the three screens moving at the same time. I was not able to realize what was it, and I thought, okay, maybe the Zayama or somebody or a nurse would have moved
it. Okay.
that side, and that is the reason the screens are shaking. And before I could realize what is happening around me, I suddenly experienced that miracle. I was able to swallow my saliva.
Oh, That's great.
So
Okay.
that was a miracle. That is something that I experienced. So that it is like somebody who entered into me like a savior, like a god, whatever you call it as. Of course, I know it is my God who came and did the miracle to me. Because if the doctor were able to do it, they would have spoken it in a different way. They wouldn't be saying like it's not possible. So I was able to swallow the saliva. So I tried ringing that nurse bell and told them like, no, I am very hungry. Like, give me food. They said like, no, we're not able to give you anything at all. Definitely not. And next day, 2 3 days, it's been 3 days since I started swallowing my saliva, but yet they are not confident about my health
Giving you
progress and
food,
all
yeah.
that. No food is what they said. Now I had to remove all those wires that was around me with much difficulties. I had to get it off, and I started making a big ruckus there. Said like, you have to give me food somehow or other. So my mother went. She grinded the pongal. The pongal itself will be
பொங்கலே grind பண்ணி ஓகே ஓகே
அதையே நல்லா வந்து மிக்ஸ் பண்ணி she brought it. And all the duty doctors, all the chief doctors, all the nurses, everybody was around me because it is not going to happen.
ஸ்பெஷல் ஷோ பார்க்குற மாதிரி
அது அந்த மாதிரி தான் இருந்துச்சு. Everybody was around my bed. Now I ate that complete pongal.
Wow, that's great.
And the doctor was like, no, okay, but don't ask for food again. We still have to figure out what actually happened to you. And said like, okay, fine. Now I'm feeling thirsty. So they brought in an apple juice. They took a syringe. I'm already hungry. I'm thirsty. They are like dropping it drop by drop by drop. And obviously you'll get irritated, right? You'll get annoyed.
கொடுங்க எல்லாத்தையும் குடிச்சிடுறேன்.
Had I had that strength, I would have definitely took it and gulped it in one go. Now the nurses is not able to do that, and I'm not in a position to do that as well. So they had to give me drop by drop, and that was annoying for me. That too, after 3 drops, they'll say stop. After half an hour, we'll come and give you
Oh my
another.
God,
And I'm like, what do you think?
That's juice டா. Okay.
What do you think? So this thing was happening, and slowly the doctor got the courage that my intake is becoming regular. Now again moved back to the ward.
It's really a medical miracle though. Yes.
So moved back to the ward, and I was in the ward for some time, and now I started persuading the doctor to send me home. There is no
அவ்வளோ தைரியம் வந்துருச்சு. Okay.
There is no progress in my health.
லைக் நான் சாப்பிட்றேன் குடிக்கிறேன் என்ன வீட்டுக்கு அனுப்பிடுங்க அந்த மாதிரி.
Nothing changed.
Okay.
It's just that again I started taking intake. That's all.
Okay.
So it's like, no, I wouldn't persuade the doctor and said like, no, send me home. I am really not happy with the environment. I feel so sick. I started having bed wounds and all because I was like in the bed for a very longer period, right? So skin used to peel, dead skin used to peel. It'll be black in colors, all that. And I used to have the sheet kind of things. So these were the instances that was happening around me. And one day, one night, again, I'm finding difficulty in breathing. I'm literally gasping. My mom is going and calling up the nurse. When they come and check me, I'm normal. They feel that my heartbeat is normal, my breathing is
Everything
normal.
is normal.
But
Okay.
I'm gasping. So they kept me 5 pillows. I literally started sweating. It was a very, very what do you say? It's a very gory moment that I experienced. It was pathetic. So that particular night, I don't know what actually was happening around me. I felt like there's somebody who's pressing me literally, and I'm like gasping for my breath. And that was one instance. And next day morning around 4 o'clock, this few pastor who used to frequently visit me, they said like, no, morning I was praying for her, and we were able to smell the rose. So that
Okay.
pink rose that they put for the funeral and things like
paneer
that. No?
rose.
We felt that smell. So we actually wanted to come and pray for her, and they rushed to the hospital. It was not a visiting time at all. So it was early morning, 4 o'clock, and my mom had that same smell when she entered into the room.
Oh God.
I have no idea what and all has happened. So they prayed for me and things like that. Then slowly I started settling down. It took almost like a lot of months. Many months went in the hospital only. Now I took my courage and told the doctor that send me back to home. So he gave me a discharge summary. He gave me
Oh.
a review period also when
Okay.
I can come.
Okay.
And he said like you have to follow this physiotherapy and things like that. No census, nothing. So I literally went back to the baby stage.
Mm.
Like how a baby can flip, how a baby can hold something and sit, how a baby
Crawl
can
and
crawl,
yeah.
what all the stages a baby can undergo. It was a second phase of my life.
Okay.
So I underwent all these, and I was able to hold the walls and walk a little bit. Now, just because I had the courage to walk, what I did was I took my elder sister's daughter. She was somewhere around 2 years or something. I thought like, no, let me take her out. My mom wasn't around, so I wanted to do all this stuff.
All these experiments, why?
So I
Okay.
just wanted to see how I'm able to walk in the in the
Oh, and you
outer
took a 2-year-old for your
2-year-old,
security.
yeah.
Okay.
I told her that I'm going to get her something, and I took her.
Bribe. Okay.
But the moment I went, there was like sands were there. There was a construction going on. There was a rope that was there. I fell down. She also fell along with me.
நல்ல செக்யூரிட்டியை கூட்டு போனீங்க நீங்க.
And I did not know. I wanted to cover it up. I somehow have to manage and come. Everybody saw me that this girl has come out, and she fell down. So I somehow secretly took that. I said like, no, don't tell mother anybody about it, because I know how much she will give me.
Yeah, obviously.
I know for sure I'm gonna get nicely from her. So I came back to the house, and I was like, no, stop doing all these stunts. Since I had so many siblings around me, so each milestone of mine become a celebration. So daddy
Right.
வந்துட்டாங்க உட்கார்ந்து காட்டு,
Oh.
அண்ணா வந்துட்டாங்க உட்கார்ந்து காட்டுங்க. So this is how they used to tell me for every single milestone that I'd done. And my review date came. Now I'm on my toes, walking back, and it was a surprise, but not that too fast and all. But it was very, very small steps that I was able to walk on my own and go and meet my neurologist. That's when I first saw him smiling.
Oh, how sweet.
He's a very, very, very nice doctor, a dedicated person, and that's the time where I saw him actually smiling, and he was very happy for me. Slowly, with all these exercises and things like that, I was able to revive back, and lips start getting back in
Normal,
place,
okay.
normal. And the only thing that didn't go away is the size. Maybe that is something whenever I wanted to see in the mirror, it's a sign
It's
that
a
I have
reminder,
to remember.
yeah.
Remember what I've undergone in my life. So that stayed with me. And this was the story of that particular incident that I was talking to you.
So, yes, this is something that you actually put up in 20 minutes. நீங்கள் அந்த ஒரு ஸ்டேஜில் வந்துட்டு you filled it up for 20 minutes. And நீங்கள் இதை உங்களோட ஸ்டோரி நான் உங்ககிட்ட சொல்லாமல் you just told இங்கே ஒரு பொண்ணு இப்படி இருந்தாங்க அப்படி. How was the reaction? Because கேட்கும் போது எனக்கு I've heard this many a times இதுக்கு முன்னாடி கூட, but then yeah, some of the things were very new. அப்போ எனக்கே வந்து I'm getting this goosebumps and stuff. But how did the crowd respond to it? And how was the experience for you to tell that for the first time ever to a big audience?
To talk about this, I am a very emotional person. I used to cry a lot. I am a crybaby. And whenever I shared this incident, I used to cry. I used to get emotional, but somehow I used to manage. And that particular day when I shared my story for the first time, I just wanted to go and hide myself somewhere, because it was too awkward for me to experience the emotions or witness the emotions of others, how they are receiving the story. On the other hand, I was like, no, okay, when I said the story, there was a lot of positive response. People came and hugged me. They said like, no, we never knew that you underwent all these. How could you be like so happy child going around making fun with no signs of this at all? And I said like, no, I really did not want to say this, but they call it as a now moment, right? Some day in our life you will have that now moment of taking up that action. So with no other choice, I had to say this story, but I didn't know that this will move many people. So I took up this courage, and I used to be in a lot of women pages in Facebook. So I took up the courage, and I had to post about this story.
Okay.
And posted it as episodes, like 1 episode, 2 episode, and
Okay.
3 episode, and I was like crisp in giving out that story, and I had a lot of positive responses.
And then, yeah, that's my next question. இப்போ நிறைய பேர் வந்து இதை கேட்கும் போது they'll get inspired. So people who want to get inspired will get inspired. But few people will be there out there and the 4 பேர் பேசுவாங்க. அந்த 4 பேர் நமக்குன்னு வந்து போது 400 பேர் ஆயிடுவாங்க. They'll be like, ஐ சும்மா சொல்றாங்க, சும்மா எத்தனை தடவை தான் இந்த கதையை பேசிட்டு. Because I've seen you sharing this in a lot of space and அதில் அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு 4 பேர் அதை வந்து இந்த மாதிரி கமெண்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. எவ்வளோ தடவை தான் இந்த ஸ்டோரி சொல்லிட்டு இருப்பீங்க நீங்கள்? இதனால் நீங்கள் என்ன சொல்ல வரீங்க அப்படிலாம் கேட்பாங்க இல்லையா? அவங்களுக்குலாம் என்ன சொல்லணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க? ஏதாவது சொல்லணுமா? அவ்வளோ வருத்தா அவங்கெல்லாம்?
So actually speaking, not everyone can receive what I am sharing. And it is not mandatory or necessary that you need to take up whatever I say.
Very true.
Now the thing is, after these episodes, I had to quit my employee job and my entrepreneur journey started. And by the time Dinatandi approached to me to have an interview about this, that is one other incident that I wanted to share. So, as in when I'm talking about my employee to entrepreneur journey, I wanted to talk about one of my manager. The thing what happened is she knows little bit of what and all I've undergone in life and things like that. But I always used to say, with 14 plus years of experience, but I never had any kind of a promotion at all.
That's worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never had a hike. But for me, it was never a reason to ask or anything else, is because I was married, I had a baby, the work-life balance was happening, and I was able to go handle things like that. This was happening. So during that time, my manager called me during a one-to-one, and she scheduled a one-to-one for me, and she asked me, what are you actually doing? I know you're a person who will do all other activities. You're the first to be seen wherever there is an opportunities that says, but what is there for your growth?
Okay.
So she gave me a roadmap on how I can gear up in my things like that, and her name is Savita. I really wanted to say her name is Savita, and I still save her name as Boss Lady only.
Okay.
So I still have a number as Boss Lady, and I told her like, this is what I wanted to do. I really wanted to get into the leadership roles, and I want to give the best. I really don't want to be like the other managers, the usual managers. I really want to show them how a leader has to be.
Okay.
And she gave me a roadmap and all that. She always has, she used to tell me like, no, sell yourself, sell yourself, sell yourself. And I'm like, no, what is there to sell? You get the daily report, you get the monthly report, you get the quarterly report. What is there year end? You're asking me to go ahead and rewind every activities of mine and say, sell yourself, sell yourself. So this was happening, and I had a daughter of 5 years during that time. 5-6 years she was, and she used to tell me the importance of selling yourself and things like that. So that was the first final review.
Okay.
I wrote somewhere 6 pages of what and all I've done for that particular year. That's the only year I wrote a big thing about for my appraisal. I had to write so much about me, and that turned out to be the last one.
Additional page எல்லாம் வாங்கி யூஸ் எல்லாம் போயிடுச்சு.
So I did that, and she gave me a roadmap.
Okay.
She was very helpful. She was very supportive. Nobody likes her. Okay. But I like her a lot.
Oh, okay. Nobody likes strong women, actually.
That's
yes.
true. So then this was happening for some time. Now I'm going with a surprise to her. That my second pregnancy is confirmed.
So she gave you a roadmap for something else, and you had achieved something else. That's
This is the exact question she asked me. ஒன்னு நான் என்ன வேலை பண்ண சொன்னா?
நீ என்ன வேலை பண்ணிருக்க?
I was so scared to go and reveal this to her. I was literally emotional. I was crying, and I'm like, no. She was like, no, இப்போ என்ன ஆயிடுச்சுன்னு இப்போ எதுக்கு அழற? What is the big thing what has happened? இப்போ ஏன் அழற அதுக்கு போய் அப்படின்னு? And I'm like, no, you had a lot of plans for me, and this happened to be a surprise even for me as well. And On top of it, what has happened is we went on a vacation. I did a lot of adventures also, not knowing that I was pregnant. Everything
Okay.
has happened because I was very normal. So she said like, no, okay, this is just a phase that you have to undergo. We will see how we can change your plans and see how we can progress. That's when the corona time came and the
Oh,
covid
okay.
time hit, and I was already in plan of like, no, starting up an entrepreneurship, but not into full-fledged, but as a side hustle for me.
Right.
That was the plan, and I started enrolling myself for image consulting certification. That was my
Right.
first certification in an international level. So this was happening. My son was born, and I had to feed him for 6 months, and then I said like, no, okay, fine, I'm going to give this, take the help of my in-laws and say like, no, okay, take care of him, and I'm going to concentrate on this. So that was and I never thought that I will quit my job. Ever in my life, I never thought that I will quit my job. So now this manager moved out of the organization. She left the organization because she got a good offer. That was a big
Okay.
hit on my
Okay.
career, and I was so very devastated. Like, how could she leave me and go? I was very unhappy, but at the same time, I was genuinely happy for her growth.